Good morning and welcome back to our devotion. This is Gandhi Jayanti and wishing all of you as we remember the father of our nation. I've entitled my devotion as the father of many nations. So if you look at what people say about Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther he said Mahatma Gandhi was the only person in human history to put the ethics of love not only in personal life but to put into a social force. I think this is a huge, kind of words on Mahatma Gandhi. Many of us spiritualize and personalize spirituality, love, and Christianity or Hinduism or things like that. But you see, Martin Luther says it became a social force. You see, Mahatma Gandhi was a man of such a great stature. And Mahatma Gandhi also said, the greatest teacher that humanity has ever had was Jesus. This is what Mahatma Gandhi said. And then if you look at the way he brought about the ahimsa and non-violent movement, it looks like he took all these motives from what Jesus was telling from, Matthew chapter 5 to chapter 7. If you look at, the Sermon on the Mount. And I don't want to deal much with that, but it looks like this part of the New Testament actually shaped his life, his theology, his perspectives of life. And Mahatma Gandhi also said of Jesus, he doesn't belong to Christians alone, he belongs to the world. To the world. I mean, this is a huge sentence coming from Mahatma Gandhi. And Jesus embraced poverty. I think it is easier for a camel to, enter the eyes of the needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Mahatma Gandhi seriously took this verse very seriously, and that is where he lived his life as an open man, as the poor of our country could actually, have faith in him to such a stature, thanks to Jesus Christ, who really influenced Mahatma Gandhi. And if you look at, there are many other spiritual reasons that we can talk about as to remember the father of our nation. I'll just give you one point. If you look at Matthew chapter 7 verse 12, this is we call this as the golden norm or the golden rule or the golden law of Christianity. It says, I will just read to you. So in everything do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and prophets. This must be written in gold in our spiritual lives. And Mahatma Gandhi really loved this. Of course, he talked about, loving your enemies. That was one of his favorite verses of all time. But I will just look at Matthew chapter 7 verse 12 and direct you to another, a person in the Old Testament talking about Abraham, where he is called the father of the nations. And I will give one aspect. He is well known for being a very faithful person who trusted God, an obedient person who really obeyed God and went into, a future that was unseen. He was a father of the nation. One thing that impressed me was, I'll just share this and I can, and I hope you will be blessed. Genesis chapter 13 verse 9, he says, is not the whole land before you? Let's part company. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. I think this coincides with what Matthew chapter 7 verse 12 says, selflessness. Abraham was thinking about what Lord would want. Abraham was thinking about what the others would want before his own, selfish ambitions. I mean, these days we're crazy about our lands, and these days we're crazy about our properties and things like that. We fight over even an inch of land. Here Abraham says, you take whatever you want and the rest I will take it. This selflessness, I believe, is what one of the theologians noted. If there are three persons in the history of the world who really preached their life, it was Jesus Christ, Martin Luther King, and also Mahatma Gandhi. I'll end my devotions with this. God bless us all, and as we remember the father of our nations, God bless our nation.